So today this is just going to be a real quick video. This is a 2010 Chevy Cobalt LT. It's got the silver faceplate and all that, and that looks good, but the guy that I bought it from smashed the radio. Do you see how there's a bunch of broken glass in there? So this beautiful radio is now worthless. It still works, but why did he break it was my question. And then I figured out when I put the key in the ignition. You hear that? That's a blend door actuator, and he was punching here out of anger instead of realizing it's way over here and nowhere in this area. Now the radio itself, you can hear that it still works. Now I have no idea what station it's on because they broke the display. Now the problem with these GM vehicles that use these old style radios, and I call them old style because it's been 10 years now, is they're theft locked. So if you just go to the junkyard and replace one, well, GM says fuck you, because you better come to us and we'll charge you $160 to reprogram it. So unfortunately you can't just put a new radio in it. Now I could just go aftermarket, and that causes a host of other issues. I lose all my buttons here, which is nice to have. So I've decided to one-up GM and go screw them. So all you have to do to replace this radio is change the faceplate, unlike previous GM radios, which is very nice. This is a clip-on, clip-off procedure. There's 2 Phillips head screws on this side, 2 on this side, 2 clips on top, 2 clips on the bottom, right there, see those? And the faceplate pops right off. Now, in a Cobalt, it really couldn't be any easier to take the radio out, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So the first thing you do is just take the screwdriver and pop that. And there you go, see? Now that's off. The next thing you do is take this little plastic trim piece off, so you got to get your hand up and underneath it and just grab it. See, it sounds like it's going to break, and on all the YouTube videos I've watched, oh look at that, a hidden smelly tree, of course. Anyway, on all the YouTube videos I've watched, I agree, it sounds like you're going to break it, but that's just the way it is. And then you come over here and do it to the same to here. You just take a flathead and pop it on the edges, and then it pulls out. So to give an example, all I did was lower the glove box, put my hand up underneath here, and just literally just pull. See? And they all come off. Nothing broke. Now these clips got stuck in there, which they were not supposed to, but those come off super easy. So that's all it takes to get those 2 trim pieces off. And then you're going to do the same to this bezel. You're going to grab right here, very gently.
Firmly grasp it!
And you're going to pull. And you're going to do the same to the corners. Like that. You can kind of feel it. And the other side as well. But you got to be a little more careful with this one, so I'm going to use 2 hands. Boy, those other YouTubers were not kidding when they said this thing comes off very, very hard. You gotta pull on it. And you think you're gonna break it, but it didn't break. It's not a Geo Metro instrument cluster. And then you have 4 7mm bolts holding the actual radio in. Now we're gonna take these bolts out and pop the radio, but we are not going to unplug it. Did you hear what I said? Do not unplug the radio or your battery. That will reset it, and you will need the code, and some people can't get the code. So we don't want to cause more problems than we're fixing. So all you do is take those 4 7mm bolts out. That's it. Here's the 7mm, and literally all you do is take it, start unbolting. GM really didn't tighten them that well. Surprise, surprise. All right, all 4 bolts are now out. All you do is grab it by the bottom here, and that's it. Radio pops loose just like that. That's as far as we need to go with this. That's it. If the directions were followed, which includes those 2 screws, the other screws, these 2 top clips, and these 2 bottom clips, then this thing should just, like that, pop off. Oh shit, it's raining glass on my knee. Whoops. So we know now that this is possible, and you can see that it is the same as this one. Now, one thing I want to have you note, this can come from a variety of vehicles. The Chevy HHR. I know for an exact honesty that the Chevy HHR will fit. I've tried it. But some of them don't fit because this little round corner here, see how it's round? Some of them are squared off, like on the Impala and the G6, I believe, and on the Equinox. Those are squared off and cannot be used as a faceplate. So just keep that in mind. The bottoms are always square. See how it's like sharp like that? But the tops are round on Cobalts and HHRs. The amount of work that would be required to swap the plastic bezels over, you know, the silver to the black, is just not worth it. So I just put it together and put the screws back in and haven't bolted it down. I just want to see if this faceplate idea even worked. Oops. Alright. I'm sorry. All the gods have been angered. Hey, there's a disc in there. That means I get a free disc? No, I did not. But it's not really flashing. That's just the, the LEDs flashing when you film something. See that? Disc error because there's obviously no disc in there, or if it is, it's stuck. I don't really care about that. I just wanted to be able to actually visually see the radio now, which is nice. So that works. And it's not flashing, like I said. That's just the way it is when you film. This is the repair afterwards. I already snapped everything back together. So for 12 bucks, that's how much this faceplate cost at the local junkyard. That's what it cost to fix the radio, basically. It only took about 10 minutes. For me, anyway. But I'm very happy with this. Even if the radio is a different color now, I really don't care. I mean, you can't even notice. See? When you look in it, all you really see is just normal Cobalt. So, I call that a fix. Alright, thanks for watching.